Hey guys, it's me, Meteor. One of the biggest questions I get is what my dream Kirby game would be. It goes without saying that I've wanted a 3D Kirby game for a really long time. Since the year 2000 to be exact. Sure, we got Blow Up Blast and Battle Royale, but those games really felt more like tests than a true 3D platformer, and to be honest, they probably were. I have seen some claim they had preferred Kirby to stay 2D because the gameplay wouldn't translate well into 3D. While true, some games haven't really nailed the 3D formula, using that as an excuse to not even try is hindering innovation severely. Of course, realistically, I do not expect Kirby's first venture into 3D to be truly groundbreaking. I'd probably expect a 2D-3D hybrid similar to that of 3D World, to get players used to controlling Kirby in a 3D space before going completely open world. If that sounds familiar, it's exactly what Super Mario 3D Land set out to do when it released in 2011. Of course, maybe Blow Up Blast and Battle Royale were made as those gaps. Who knows? Regardless, the subject of this video isn't about what I expect the next Kirby game to be, but rather what I want it to be. To cover the first issue people had about Kirby being able to float indefinitely, we've already seen his floating ability nerfed in several games as early as Kirby 64. These games have limited how long he could float and how high. Nothing is stopping them from implementing that kind of limitation in 3D. In fact, I could see them using that to their advantage for a Metroidvania of sorts. Limit the abilities you can use and find upgrades that can allow you to float longer or higher to reach other areas. Why stop there? In Dreamland 2, remember how there were areas with strong winds or currents you needed animal friends to reach? Maybe you could even find suits or upgrades to proceed in those areas too. Amazing Mirror tried doing something like this in 2D, but its execution was severely flawed. Issues with the whole map layout aside, it was possible to have easy access to every ability you needed for 100% after like 2 worlds. What if instead of having ability hubs, they take a page out of Milky Way Wishes? You would still be able to copy abilities like normal, but you can also find a Copy Essence Deluxe, which allows you to select that ability at any given time. They can make finding these required to open new paths and hidden items in areas without access to these abilities originally. As for what those hidden items are, let's bring back useful collectibles, not just collect this many insert item here to unlock the boss, or here's a rare puzzle piece, you still have to grind for the rest of the puzzle though. I'm talking things like spray paints, ability scrolls, power-ups, etc. This will make finding things exciting and not completely monotonous. As for how bosses would work, long before Blow Up Blast, when battling the Mega Hammer in Galaxy 2, I always thought it played exactly how I imagined a 3D Kirby game would. After playing Star Allies and Blow Up Blast, I'd say I was pretty close with that prediction. Granted, there are a few things that need to be worked out, especially when you add abilities to the mix. Overall though, I'm confident HAL knows what they're doing in that department. Just please, zoom out the camera next time. As you can see, it's very well possible to translate Kirby into 3D. Most of these ideas, in fact, are just extensions of things we already have seen in previous Kirby games. At the very least, most of these ideas would even work for a 2D Kirby game. Whatever HAL's next game is, there is one final thing that I think we would all love to see. Or shall I say, hear. Live orchestrated music. Though, to be honest, I may as well keep dreaming on that one. Anyway, that just about sums up my thoughts on that question. Have another? Maybe I'll answer it when I see you guys next time.